Actually speaking about if you've ever wanted to learn how to build a helicopter or even a missile. So, well, then this story is definitely for you because the Production Technologies Association of South Africa is working on enhancing the profile of the tool-making industry in the country. The company is providing skills to interested parties through a 4-year program. Participants will also learn how to become manufacturers and industrialists, enabling them actually to become contributors to the economy. So to tell us a little bit more about the initiative, we are joined now by Tapiwa Samanga from the Production Technologies Association of South Africa. More than anything else, Tapiwa, and a very good morning to you. It's really about the issue around skills transfer. Just talk to us a little bit about the significance of this program.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners. As you have said, we are from the Production Technologies Association of South Africa. We are the organized voice of the tool, die, and mold industry in South Africa. We represent those companies that are involved in making things that make things. I think that's the simplest thing the simplest way I can describe it. So everything that you see around you, there was tool making that was involved in getting it done. And any country that is serious about growing its manufacturing sector needs to pay attention to the tool, die, and mold sector. And that's what we are all about.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times when it comes to this particular sectors of industries, it's almost like the sectors of industries that become overlooked, even though they're an integral part, right? Because as you are rightfully saying, that nothing works without tools. But how then do we just translate the message and the narrative around tool making, for example, to a younger generation who may not even be acclimatized to what it involves and perhaps even, and you know with young people, also the economic opportunities that are involved?
You're quite right. By its nature, tooling, even if you go to a factory this morning, if you go to, let's say you go to Ford, you go to Mercedes-Benz, or you go to Nampak, the tool room is always a small building or a small section of the factory at the back, hidden, because it contains the IP of the factory. So people, the exposure in terms of what tooling is all about is not there. As we speak, we've got 4 training centers across the country that are training tool makers. All our students that come in, about 95–96% of them, when they come in, they don't know what tooling is. The parents don't know what tooling is. The grandparents don't know what tooling is because it's something that was hidden. So part of what we need to do is actually to give exposure to our youths. And fortunately, through our efforts and through what we've been doing over the past 10 years, word is getting out there. But at the moment, I even speak to some of our students who have been with us for 4 years. So what are you telling your parents now that we do? It says, we are just saying we are mechanics, sure, just to end the debate. But the real issue is we need to get the message out there that if we need to get a solid, sustainable, and sustained manufacturing sector, we need more tool makers. And we have got a serious shortage of tool makers in the country. To increase local content in the car that you drive, to increase local content in the goods and services that you consume, you need to increase the local content of tool making in the country.
Yeah. You know, it becomes very imperative in terms of the messaging that actually gets disseminated, as you're saying, that there's a significant shortage. There's a significant shortage on one side in terms of tool makers, but also South Africa's manufacturing industries and also the growth of industrialists is not growing at the trajectory which we'd like, especially when it comes to post-COVID-19 recovery mechanisms, right? And we need to be able to ensure that we at least are a country that is known for manufacturing, because we were known for being able to manufacture our own goods and services,
exactly,
to be able to, be able to export instead of importing all the likes from the likes of China but how do we start practically on the ground? And I mean, how is this program actually attempting to solve this very same issue? I won't lie to you, Tapiwa, it's actually very disheartening to know that we've got capable people in capable hands, but somehow we're just not integrated enough to be able to do more exporting, especially the manufacturing side of things, than importing.
Thank you. Maybe I'll give you just a bit of background of how we got here. About 17 years ago or so, us as an association, we went to government, specifically to the Department of Trade and Industry, and said to government, the reason why manufacturing contribution to GDP is going down, or one of the reasons why your manufacturing value adds are going down? It's because as a country, we have neglected tooling. We had an outdated curriculum. We had outdated training mechanisms. We didn't have support measures that were there to support companies. And also importantly, we actually did not have mechanisms that were going to grow transformed companies in the country, providing tooling and tooling services. So we agreed with the DTI. They actually had a study. They did a study then in 2005, which then became the bedrock of the program that we are doing now. So we've got a program that is actually called eNCA Future Production Technologies. The bulk of our funding comes from the Department of Trade and Industry. We were lucky then that we found people in the DTI who understood what this was. We are also lucky at that time that we found people in National Treasury who understood what this was all about. So for the past 10 years, we have been training toolmakers. We started with our first intake in 2010 of 175 toolmakers. We have upgraded the curriculum. It's globally accepted. Actually, the global toolmaking family is learning from us how to do this. But one thing that I need to really stress is that we have got companies in this country that are globally global champions, especially in assembly systems. What we have lost, what we call the molds and the dies, we have lost that capacity, especially on the big parts. So if you are driving a vehicle that is made in South Africa, like your Ford Ranger, your Hilux, most likely the tool that is making that car is made outside. Even though the car is made in South Africa, the tool itself, the mold that shapes that car is made from outside. And that's the part that we need to really work on to get back so that we can get that capacity back.
Yeah, Tapiwa, these are just some of the conversations that we could potentially have the entire day, especially around how do we start reindustrializing and actually start revitalizing our manufacturing spaces. So we need to really stop importing. If you've got the skills, just, stop the importing and let's rather change the trajectory into exporting. But we'll leave it here for now. Tapiwa Samanga there is from the Production Technologies Association of South Africa, just talking to us about the program that they're running on tooling. Well, from